What sort of companies became carbon neutral last year, and how did they do it?
Yeah, so excuse me. So there's about 81 in total now, and last year 29 went carbon neutral, so completely eliminating or offsetting all of their carbon footprint. And then in just the first month or so of this year, we've already seen another 5. So it does seem like it's picking up quite a lot. What type of companies? Well, it's really diverse. So I went for the story and talked to Intrepid Travel, so a travel company, and they had to offset a lot of flights, which are obviously carbon intensive. ANZ, so some banks, universities like Charles Sturt University, energy companies like PowerShop. I also spoke to Sydney Opera House who have done it, and a big data centre which uses enormous amounts of energy called NEXTDC. And so they do it in a range of ways. Primarily, I guess the first thing everyone does is they look at what their carbon footprint is, so they measure it, and then they try to reduce all of where they can. So that's often involves in just energy efficiency, using less paper, driving less flights and so on. And then what they can't reduce or eliminate, they offset. So they buy nationally approved offsets. So things like planting trees and paying for renewable energy projects.
And what's the business motivation for doing it?
Yeah, so all of the companies I spoke to, I guess except for the Opera House, which is government owned, had commercial interests. So, for instance, NEXTDC, a publicly listed data center company, said that for them, one of the things that pushed them was shareholders. So they had UniSuper, one of their biggest shareholders, came to them, and every time they talk to them, they are interested in whether they're going to invest in their growth. They want to know that growth is sustainable, and so they said that was one factor. Other companies talked about wanting to be an attractive place to work for employees who are concerned about those issues, and also sometimes it's customers want to only buy products or work with companies that are carbon neutral.
Briefly, now they're buying carbon offsets, and that's making a big difference.
Yeah, so that's in the end, that's one of the biggest things that companies need to do this, because you can't eliminate all emissions, and those offsets sometimes have their own benefits in addition to climate benefits. So some of them, if they're planting trees or rehabilitating forests, sometimes it has biodiversity impacts, sometimes it has Indigenous employment associated with it and stuff like that.